Since it's my birthday, instead of a normal sermon, what I thought I'd do is give you a message from my heart about some things I have learned in my 60 years of life. And today I've been thinking about this particular concept that the longer we live, the more loss we experience. And those of you older than me know this much more than I know about it. However, been around long enough now to have lost some significant friends through death or simply lost a relationship, people moving, falling outs, changes in life. Also, as you get older, you start to lose aspects of your identity, things that have always been a part of your life. Could be like guitar playing for me is more difficult because of arthritis or damage to my hands or whatever it may be. But you will experience more loss the older you get, and that's just the way life is. I think it's a theological and cosmological truth. And it's tough. It leads to grief and grieving. You have to grieve loss. There's always loss with transitions, even good ones, and you need to grieve those, or uh, the sorrow from the loss, from the transition, will turn not just into grief, but that grief will grow into a monster and will really inhibit your life and your ability to live the life God has created you to experience and for you to fulfill the missions He has for you. So loss is a part of life, and you're going to experience more as you get older. The crazy thing about this, maybe it's a paradoxical truth and reason for joy, is that you cannot experience great loss without deep blessing. And that's where the joy can come. I've been missing my friend Kevin Hoffman today, and actually my friend Todd Larson. He's alive. Kevin Hoffman's gone on to be with Jesus. Todd Larson's alive, but he's in Texas, so I don't get to see him very often anymore, and I miss that. I really miss him. He's a good friend. But I was thinking about Kevin today, and um, it made me really sad. I mean, there were some tears, and the sorrow, the grief is still there. And I could also stop and I started to cry, but it wasn't because of sorrow. I was overwhelmed with gratitude that Papa put Kevin Hoffman in my life. He put somebody like Kevin in my life. He put someone like Kevin in somebody like me, like my life, and I was so grateful that I had the opportunity to have, um, heck, over 40 years with this guy as a friend and a mentor. And yeah, that's something else. Now, I could not experience that sorrow without that tremendously powerful uh, gift from God. And while you may not think about the pain of his loss being something of a gift, it is. It is a gift. Give me a minute, my son. But that's something I've learned these past 60 years is that um, if you're really going to live and you're really going to love and you're really going to um, meet and fulfill your purposes, you have to risk loving, you have to risk losing, and it's going to happen. the the maybe the secret is to be not always necessarily wise. Wisdom's always great, but to trust the Father and to receive the gifts He has for you, and to take a chance to love and to do what you can, knowing that you could lose it. You could lose that relationship, that friend, that person. You could lose. You could. The mission may end. That season of life may be over, and then you move to the next stage. Sometimes the next stage is more difficult, or less exciting, or less of what you've always been in your life. Um, that's the way it is. I was a guitar player, played guitar all the time. Then through, you know, age, injuries, overuse, playing guitar a lot, as well as martial arts and whatever else, I've lost some abilities that I had as a guitar player, and it's sad, but I wouldn't give up the opportunity to do the fighting that I did, the training in martial arts, the cowboying, the horseback riding, the uh, sharpening, whatever that has caused injury and wear and tear on my fingers and my hands. And I got to do it. I got to play music. I got to make music with some phenomenal people and to do some things I probably don't have the talent to do, but I went for it. And I think somehow God honored that and let me participate and do some things that I just wasn't maybe good enough to do on my own, but I got to do it. And I could mope and moan about, oh, I'm not doing that anymore. Or I could say, I got to do that. And yep, some of that, a lot of that's moved on. I've moved on from that season of life. Who knows? I may be back into it someday, but I, either way, I'm good because I got to do it. And it was a gift. And the loss of it has made me appreciate it even more than I did at the time when I was doing it. So I guess that's something I've learned about life in the past 60 years. If you're going to have um, loss and it hurts, there's probably a great reason for it because you've been blessed powerfully. Another son. And I think that's not just something I'm making up, but I think it's something for each of us to embrace, to learn, and to maybe examine in our own lives. Where do you have it in your life? Where are you experiencing sorrow right now from loss? Wherever that is, I don't mean to invalidate your pain at all or minimize it, but look at why you feel that loss. Was it because the thing you are grieving was so worthy, was so amazing that it hurts to be without it? You can acknowledge the pain and the sorrow and ask God to help you through it, and also be grateful that He gave you something so amazing that it physically hurts to have it missing from your life, whether it's a person, a talent, a purpose, a season, a mission, an ability. Don't just stop in the sorrow and the loss. Look back and see why this hurts so much because you got to do something so worthy, so powerful. And your Father in heaven gave that to you. And He's not done. I don't know what the future holds for you, but I really do believe in the one who holds your future, that He loves you beyond any words I could use to convey it to you. So that's my message to you for tonight. He loves you. Your loss is real. Your grief is real. And the joy that preceded some of that loss is still real. And it was a gift. Be grateful for the gift He gave you, the gift of sorrow. It's harder to be grateful for, but you can thank Him for that too. And then uh, trust Him for the next stage of life. All right. God bless y'all. Have a good night. Bye bye.